Darren Acemoglu and James Robinson's Why Nations Fail, The Origins of Power, Prosperity, and Poverty delves into the fundamental question of why some nations achieve economic success while others remain mired in poverty. The authors argue that the crux of this disparity lies in the nature of a nation's political and economic institutions. They categorize these institutions as either inclusive or extractive. Inclusive institutions are those that allow and encourage participation by the masses in economic activities, ensuring that the benefits of such activities are widely shared. These institutions uphold property rights, create a level playing field, and incentivize innovation. For instance, the Industrial Revolution took root in Great Britain, a nation characterized by inclusive institutions that fostered technological advancement and economic growth. In contrast, extractive institutions are structured to extract resources from the many by the few. Such institutions concentrate power and wealth in the hands of a narrow elite, stifling economic development and perpetuating poverty. The authors illustrate this with historical examples where ruling classes implemented policies that hindered technological progress to maintain their grip on power. A pivotal aspect of the book is its emphasis on the role of political centralization. The authors contend that for inclusive economic institutions to function effectively, they must be supported by centralized political institutions that can enforce law and order. Without such centralization, even well-intentioned policies may falter due to lack of enforcement. The book also challenges other theories that attempt to explain economic disparities among nations. Geographic determinism, which attributes prosperity to environmental factors, is critiqued by highlighting nations with similar geographies but divergent economic outcomes. Similarly, cultural explanations are examined and found insufficient, as nations with shared cultural backgrounds often experience different levels of economic success. Historical narratives play a significant role in the author's arguments. They discuss how events such as the Glorious Revolution in England led to the establishment of inclusive institutions, setting the stage for economic prosperity. Conversely, they examine how colonial powers often imposed extractive institutions in their colonies, leading to long-term economic challenges post-independence. The concept of creative destruction is central to the discussion. Inclusive institutions facilitate this process, allowing new innovations to replace outdated ones, thereby driving economic growth. Extractive institutions, however, resist such change, as it threatens the existing power structures. The authors also explore the idea of critical junctures, significant events that disrupt existing political and economic balances. These moments can lead to the establishment of either inclusive or extractive institutions, depending on how societies respond. For example, the Black Death in Europe led to labor shortages, which in some regions resulted in better labor rights, while in others, it led to increased oppression. Throughout the book, the interplay between institutions and economic outcomes is examined across various continents and eras. The authors discuss how the same colonial powers implemented different institutional frameworks in different colonies, leading to varying economic trajectories. The narrative also delves into the persistence of institutions. Once established, institutions tend to persist due to the vested interests of those in power. This persistence explains why some nations struggle to transition from extractive to inclusive institutions, even when such a transition would be economically beneficial. In their conclusion, Acemoglu and Robinson emphasize that while changing institutions is challenging, it is not impossible. They highlight instances where societies have successfully reformed their institutions, leading to economic prosperity. The key lies in understanding the dynamics of power and creating conditions that favor inclusive institutions. Why Nations Fail has sparked considerable debate and discussion. Some critics argue that the authors downplay factors such as geography and culture, while others believe that the role of colonialism and imperialism in shaping economic outcomes is not sufficiently addressed. Nonetheless, the book has been influential in shaping contemporary discussions on economic development and the importance of institutions. In recognition of their contributions to understanding economic disparities among nations, Darren Acemoglu and James Robinson, along with Simon Johnson, were awarded the Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences in 2024. Their research has underscored the pivotal role that institutions play in shaping the economic fortunes of nations. In summary, Why Nations Fail posits that the key determinant of a nation's economic success or failure is the nature of its institutions. Inclusive institutions promote prosperity by encouraging participation and innovation, while extractive institutions hinder development by concentrating power and wealth. The book provides a comprehensive analysis of historical and contemporary examples to support this thesis, offering valuable insights into the complex interplay between politics, economics, and society.